I would observe, Mr. Speaker, to the gentleman that if he is looking for a more effective way to insult the President of Israel, he need look no further than the remarks of some of his own colleagues in the recent days, which I would deem far more insulting than this policy debate about how to have an effective sanctions regime. No one here is arguing for sanctions relief vis-a-vis these individuals. What we're saying is that the National Emergencies Act is a very ineffective, inefficient way to administer a sanctions regime. We do have specific authorities with the Magnitsky Act, with the national emergencies vis-a-vis counterterrorism. Treasury has these authorities, state has these authorities, and most importantly, Congress has the authority to impose sanctions. If you believe that there are people who should be the subject of sanctions by the United States government, we are the board of directors of the most powerful country on the planet Earth. We can introduce those bills, we can vote for them, and we can fulfill our constitutional authority. What I'm asking the Congress to do is to repeal a 2004 emergency vis-a-vis Syria, when Syria doesn't look anything like it even did in 2004. And to my Republican colleagues, if you vote to allow this national emergency to continue, what you're doing is you're gaslighting unaccountable spending by the Biden administration because they never have to make requisite report regarding the outlays on these matters. And the money just moves around. We never quite see the efficacy of it. And we are all strong supporters of Israel on this side of the aisle, certainly, and I would observe that U.S. policy in Syria has not particularly helped Israel. Matter of fact, when you had terrorist groups setting up camps in Syria directed at Israel, you know what the Israelis did? They took them out. They blew them up. That sent a message to Iran. The balance of power was restored, and it did not involve the United States of America becoming the bloc captain of Syria or anywhere else in the Middle East. And if we want to do that, it should be through a war powers resolution with Congress affirmatively voting to do it, not just having rolling national emergencies when the law contemplates a requisite obligation for us to vote to reauthorize these things. We never do it. We don't do our job. Then the money goes out the door, and we don't see a safer Israel, a safer Middle East, or a safer Syria. All we see is an empowered Assad. So if this is the great tool we had against Assad, we better be thinking of some different ones, because it hasn't exactly worked out as the proponents of this national emergency would seemingly indicate. I yield back.